Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, council members, staff. It's always a pleasure to come and present our grant to you. As you know, I represent the Idaho RV Campgrounds Association. You all have copies of our grant. I'm not really going to read that to you. I really want to talk to you about the importance of the RV market and why it's important to tourism in Idaho. As you know, it's a niche market, and so we are marketing focused to that niche. RVs were once thought to be the toys of older drivers. Not so much anymore. Now most RVs are owned by drivers from 35 to 54 years old. And the largest percentage gain ownership is for people 35 years and younger. So I'm sure that breaks some stereotypes. 11,000 baby boomers a day turn 50 this year. They're having a profound effect on the growth of RV travel because they're in that 35 to 54-year-old age range. At the same time, 11,000 a day, I should have said a day, are turning 65. They're retiring, and guess what they want to do? I want to talk about the baby boomers because they really are a huge segment in this, and that's really who our focus is. 78 million Americans born between 1946 and 1964 represent about 30% of the U.S. population, so it's huge. From 2000 to 2010, the number of Americans in that 55 to 64-year-old age group grew by 47%. It was the fastest growing population in the U.S. By 2015, all baby boomers will be over 50. It's not very far. Today, people over 50 control more than $7 trillion in personal wealth, 50% of all discretionary income and spending, and nearly 80% of all leisure travel. Once all the baby boomers are past that half-century mark, those numbers will be even higher. According to a 2002 report from the Travel Industry Association, 1 in 10 trips are generated by households that have an RV. And RV travel is also a great value. That's one of the things that we like about Idaho. It's a great value destination. A family of 4 can typically save 27 to 61% on vacation costs by traveling with an RV. That's after factoring in the ownership costs and the cost of fuel. Even when gas prices rise, more than 80% of RVers say that their RV vacations still cost less than other forms of travel. So this is why this is going to become an even larger segment of the traveling population. Also, there are about 16,000 campgrounds nationwide that cater to RVers. They're typically located near popular tourist attractions and historic sites, making it easy for people to park their RV, use it as a home base from which to explore the local points of interest. That's all about spending. There are growing numbers also of luxury RV resorts, tennis courses, golf courses, health spas, those kinds of things, and that's going to attract a higher niche market. And the thing that is really important at Idaho is public campgrounds have less lavish facilities, but they have great scenic beauty. They have access to all the activities outdoors that we love: hiking, fishing, kayaking, whitewater rafting. All of that is so true, bless you, in Idaho. So it's our collective job to get that niche market to experience all those things here in Idaho. So that brings me to the importance of our RV marketing programs. Our objectives provide focus and accountability, and we're requesting grant funding just to target that RV travel with very straightforward, very effective, very measurable marketing programs. Our goal is to increase awareness, generate inquiries about the travel opportunities in Idaho, and they actually result in increased travel to the state and increased expenditures throughout all of the 7 travel regions. Since you all again have copies of the grant application, I'm just going to highlight 3 of the elements. I want to point out that our programs do not duplicate other marketing efforts. Our programs actually work in partnership with all of the other regional programs. After all, RVers do stay in campgrounds, but those campgrounds are located in each of your regions. And the RVers are there spending that discretionary income to experience the things that there are to see and do in your region. I will also mention that we focus our programs on being consumer-driven, providing the information they want in a way that they'll actually use it. And that's most obvious in our first element, which is our campground directory. It is the printed response piece for RV travelers. It's the definitive resource for RV and campground information in Idaho. Demand remains high. 31% of the total inquiries during 2010 included RV requests. 90% of those were from out of state. So far in 2011, we're tracking at 32% of the requests include RV requests. Because we expect those requests to remain stable, we'll print about 115,000 copies of the 2012 edition, same as we did in 2011. Want to point out, RV Idaho is a shared piece with all 7 travel regions as well. We ship thousands of them to the visitor centers, the chambers in each of your regions, where they're distributed in great quantities to RVers who come to the visitor centers, who are on site. Some of the regions even mail them out as part of their response piece when they're getting RV requests. So it isn't something that we just do alone. It's something that we do in tandem with the rest of you. These RV campground guides are also taken to the travel shows when your regional people go. Very often they are including the RV requests. If you haven't asked your visitor centers about the popularity of this little piece, I suggest that you do that. Our feedback is they're hugely popular, and we get continual refill requests from all of the regions. So as long as RVers want it, use it, we intend to publish it. Our next element that I want to just sort of talk about briefly is our website and online marketing. Our flagship website, which is rvidaho.org, hope you've all been there, is the #1 consumer resource for the campground information in Idaho. It includes quick hyperlinks to each of your regional websites where RVers can get the travel information they need about the things there are to do and see in each of your regions. Our website visits during 2010 increased 7%. They're up more than 4% from that number so far this year. We're also very proud of our bounce rate, less than 25%, which is huge. We have a new companion website. This is money we used last year from the grant. It's called rvidahotravel.org. I hope, again, you've all kind of been there to see that. This is our video content and interactive social media website. It gives us a new way to inform, inspire, and stimulate RV travel throughout Idaho. The site features a video library showcasing the beautiful scenery, the diverse recreation opportunities, and the attraction and events in all 7 of your travel regions. It does have the social media and viral marketing links, so we are trying to get our Idaho campground owners to promote the things that are happening in their parks and in their communities, and that's a work in progress. Soft launch of this website is just now underway. Don't have any statistics for you, but hopefully we will have that in the next year. And I want to make a request. If any of your regions have videos that are not currently on our site, we want to put them there. And so no cost to you. You just let me know and we'll put them there. The other element that I want to talk about is advertising, promotion, and marketing. We try to reach that RV niche market directly in the publications that they're reading and on the websites that they're viewing. These ads generate thousands of inquiries and bring thousands of RVers to Idaho each year. I will say thank you to Drake Cooper. Last year we had a funding shortfall, which you'll see on the little handout that I gave you. And those cuts always come out of our advertising budget. But Drake Cooper put about $50,000 worth of ads in RV publications. We were thrilled. So we think it's pretty nice to get an $11 million return, if you look at the little sheet, on a modest investment in 2010 of less than $60,000. Remember, it doesn't accurately reflect the size, scope, or importance of that market. We're charged with helping our public lands, campgrounds promote and support their campgrounds on our site, but we don't collect lodging tax on their 354 campgrounds. But so it's a huge market. I would be remiss if I didn't ask you to measure the importance of that segment by the economic benefit that RV spending has in small towns and communities. That's it. I was almost at the end. Ask me questions so I can finish.
And on your website, if you, I think it was just under $11,000 was your request.
Yes, ma'am.
If you didn't get full funding for that, what would your priority on spend be between your flagship and your new website?
We would probably do fewer updates to our flagship site. It does need a little updating and a little upgrading, but we did some of that last year. Part of it is we need to really promote the new one with the video content and with the social marketing. So we think that's really important. We want to give that a try. Because our bounce rate is so low on our original site, that means people come and they stay on that site. We're giving them whatever it is they want. Otherwise, they come, they bounce off, and they don't use it. So we don't feel like there's a lot of things that we need to do other than to make a minor tweak on that.
So what's the purpose of the two websites? Is there no way that you can bring them together as one?
We could. What happens when you do that, and one of the reasons we chose not to do that, is when you try to put everything on a website, as most websites try to do, it becomes overwhelming for people. You know, they're not consumer relatable. So we chose to do a separate site, which is one click through from our site. All you have to do is, if you want to see videos, it clicks right through, no big deal. If you're on that site and you want to find a park, it clicks back through our database. So it's seamless. We were concerned about putting all that stuff on a website that is being currently used in a manner that's really unlike most websites. Most websites, people come, we've all done this. You come, you think you're going to get something, you get on that landing page and you say, ugh, can't go there, this isn't what I wanted. We don't want to mess that up by giving them too many options.
So are you planning on most of your traffic to the new website coming from the old website through?
Actually, yes, we do.
Do you have a plan on spending a whole lot of marketing on the new website?
No, because once again, the simple thing if you're a consumer is to go to www.rvidaho.org. From there they're going to get to each of your regions. From there they're going to get to the video content that we have for all of the regions. They don't have to go to a different place. It just allows them one more thing to be able to research. Yeah. I look at it just like I do your regional sites. You know, we don't have anything to sell. We just have a market that we are trying to drive our advertising and marketing to get them. So no, we don't expect it to be anything else. You know, we're not a city, we're not a region, we're not an area, we're not an event, we're not an attraction. But if people start their search, particularly online, with the words campgrounds, camping, RVing, with the word Idaho, they get directly to our site. We don't want to delete that.
Mine was exactly the same that's been addressed about having two websites funded.
Okay?
Cool. Your request by the region were funded according to the number, that's how you break it, right?
That's a definite breakdown for the first time. As you see, I went through, it's really a tedious process to go dig out all those camp and RV numbers from the reports that we get from the State Tax Commission. But I decided that it was really an important thing to do because none of us know, none of us paid any attention, I think on the state side or the regional side. So the lodging sales in 2010 were $10,676,792 only in the private RV parks.
I'm sorry.
Only in the private RV parks. Remember, there's a whole lot of camping that goes on that isn't in the private parks.
It doesn't include the 354.
Public campgrounds, and that's the state, the Forest Service, the BLM, the Bureau of Reclamation. All the ones that are in the really big places, yeah.
Karen. 354 public campgrounds are collected.
But some will never get to, but Parks and Recreation, that must be about 30.
About 30, yeah. And I figured that's another probably $2 to $3 million in lodging sales just in the state parks.
Rick Justin's estimated 50,000 would be generating 2% bay tax.
Is it 2%? Yeah, then that'd be about right. Just a quick housekeeping note, there's a couple of red figures on
That's
here.
what I was gonna ask you.
I'm sorry, I didn't get to the end of my grant request. I had the percentages wrong when I first figured those out, and I corrected them. So these numbers here are the correct numbers. So it was my bad, my error. So use these numbers, and that's the reason they're in red. I wanted to point out that there was a difference from our request to the information that's provided here. Okay, thank you.
Very much.